What up, Tim? You're on mute.
Bingo, there we go.
There you go.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Busy, been busy, huh?
Yeah, I picked up a new contract, and it's just trying to do that, and they're trying to figure out what the heck they're doing, and it's a government contract with University of Washington.
Okay. Well,
So
congratulations.
I appreciate it. It's my first, kind of dive into dealing with government contracts, and I thought it was pretty bad. It's taken them almost 6 weeks to get me, orientation and onboarded. And I hear, no, that's pretty good. It's usually about 2 months to get you onboarded with the government.
Right. So is my volume okay?
Yeah, your volume's good.
Okay, good. Lighting's okay. I was rereading Lee's suggestions about bringing yourself closer and that sort of thing. And so, I didn't get my green screen working yet. So I got my homemade one.
Oh, looks good.
I bought a curtain.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Yeah, I'm choking. Great. Looks like we got 4 minutes. Lee said he got out of work late. Did he tell you that?
No, I haven't even looked at my phone. I just jumped off of a webinar and now I'm here.
Yeah. Well, he didn't mention anything that he didn't tell me anything that I already didn't know was going to happen anyway. Yeah. So, I see him in practice sessions. So attendees can't join until we start the webinar. But are we ready to start the webinar?
I mean, what do you need me to cover? What do you want me to? How can I?
Did you look through the slide deck?
I looked through the slide deck this morning, so I haven't looked through anything new. Right.
So well, let me get it going, and then we'll I'm just going to kind of sort of toggle through the slides, which I had for my benefit because we don't have a panel. There's not a keynote person that you're putting on the screen all the time. So I just want to make sure I understand the views correctly. That way we're on. I'd rather keep it on gallery view. Okay. So, and then as far as sharing goes, I have some polls ready, and just keep. I guess I'm just going to try to direct the conversation through different aspects. I have his video prompted up at about the 2.5 minute mark, where he starts to show some of the features of what it is that looks like an account. So that it just encourages people to make an account.
Yeah, and then I've got
base goal is get more people to make accounts.
I've got chat and Q&A up, so I can keep an eye on that, and I'll just kind of keep popping in and out with you chatting about it, since it's probably just going to be you and me talking.
Yeah, and which we've done a lot of times. And are we doing an after hours chat?
No, I'm technically supposed to be facilitating at 6 o'clock, so I already blew something off.
So I will not mention that. Okay, so I think I'm going to start the webinar.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm just looking for the sharing screen. I'm going to change that to all panelists can share, and all panelists can start sharing when someone else is sharing. Okay, so it sounds like you can bop control away from me.
Just make sure when you share the video, you put the check in share audio.
Say what?
When you share the video, you click share screen, and then on the bottom is a checkbox that says share computer audio.
Oh, geez.
So you just need to make sure you click that as well when you share the video.
Okay. All right. You might have to prompt me. Okay. All right, here we go. give everybody a moment to pop in. Our attendees are joining, and we'll get started in a moment. Welcome to everybody. All right, let's get started. It's now 8:30. This place is a place that wishes to promote healing and not chaos. It's not a substitute for therapy and should not be used as a place to vent unprocessed emotions without regard to the effect doing so would have on others. It is a place where questions can be asked, stories shared for the benefit of all, rather than reactions that serve to confuse, scare, and rob the site of its safety. It's a place where people can take risks to explore issues that require the understanding of support of other brother survivors. It's a place founded and run by survivor volunteers who give their time and energy to provide for men just like them and to protect the organization that makes it all a reality. This place is the longest running online community of men sexually victimized and seeking hope, healing, and support. This place is the Male Survivor Support Forum and Chat. Greetings to our attendees and welcome to this webinar of recovery. My name is Tim Kearns. I am a forum user since 2009 and one of the members of the Male Survivor Board of Directors. Joining me this evening is Nathan Lachine. Hello, Nathan. How you doing tonight?
Doing fabulous, Tim. This is something that's super near and dear to my heart. So really excited to be here and kind of, answer some questions and tell people about the amazing support forum and even more importantly, our amazing chat that is now mobile friendly.
Yeah, fantastic. And, we'll get to that, but you mentioned it first. I like the layout on the mobile. Yeah.
It's been that was a real kind of pivotal point, is that we really needed to be mobile to meet and serve. Heck, we're almost over 15,000 users. But, one of the most important things is that we're serving men from over 220 countries. So a lot of people, mobile is actually what they have available to them, not a desktop or a laptop like I'm talking to you on now. So it was really kind of, the community showing us, hey, this is what I need. And this is where we need to grow and support our fellow survivors.
Right, exactly. And also joining us tonight shortly is Lee Friedman, a fellow board member on the board of directors, longtime contributor to the forum, and he will be joining us when he gets back from work shortly. And so for attendees tonight that have been part of any of the other webinars that we've been now holding for a year, this one is a little bit of a departure because we don't have a keynote speaker per se. We really arranged this around a topic of being able to enable more people to access the support forum and the chat and give some strategies to both survivors and therapists and partners and spouses and friends and family that also there's parts of the forum that are for those audiences also. But it was about time, wouldn't you say, Nathan, that we really focused on what we do best, which is to offer the support forum?
Oh gosh, yes. That's really been the key point is when I came here, almost 18 years ago, like chat and the forum weren't mobile friendly. They weren't connected at all. You had to do 2 different registrations and people were getting so confused. So, this has actually been a really kind of requested one. Ironically, even right up there with like our legal one. of when we had our lawyer come on and talk to us about, you know, being able to go after your perpetrator, because people have some questions and, you know, want to know like kind of what that secret sauce to make things work a little bit better on the forum. So really excited to kind of premiere a video that was made to help support everybody.
Right, right. And so just as a reminder to our attendees that down at the bottom of your screen, you should see a control bar that has some of the Zoom features, like the ability to type a question so that our panelists will see it. And Nathan is monitoring that as I handle the hosting duties. And we also have some polls, which I would like to kick off with one here now, and that would be, I would like to know, and I'll just put the question up for it, and everybody can vote. Let's see, I got a little screen in front of me, launch this first poll. What role best describes you? You may select more than one, just to mention that. So we would like to know who our audience is tonight so we can tailor some of our material that best fits for you. Therapist and a community-based organization or an agency-based or a faith-based organization. There's a category for partner and spouse, family, friend, or survivor. There is a category for male survivor. And then next is education research professional and other category. And I also added a choose not to answer category just to try to give everybody an opportunity. So we'd like to know what our audience is. And I'm going to wrap that up. There's almost everybody has voted. Give you a couple more seconds. Okay. All right. So the results. Nathan, you can see the results?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Overwhelmingly male survivors.
88% male survivors, 13% therapists, and 13% in an other category. So anybody that was in the other category, if you could chat to us what your role is so that we know the nature of our audience tonight, we would greatly appreciate that. All right. So Nathan, the topics that we were planning to cover this evening are, well, we want to introduce and premiere the video that Lee worked hard to prepare that's about using the forum. But we want to touch on tonight posting as a registered member, responding to others' posts, creating topics. One of the first things to talk about is self-care and self-monitoring. Advantages of registering versus using as a guest, some search strategies, communicating with others, the role of the moderators, because we are a moderated forum and chat, help you find out where the guidelines and the etiquette are and see what questions there are about that. And then tips for therapists and family and friends who might also find and be not aware that the forum and the chat had specific sections designed just for them.
Yeah.
So we really see that one of the areas of people that need this kind of support. Well, our audience here tonight is mostly survivors, so you know that you're the audience that this is built for. But also for partners, friends, and family, and for therapists and professionals, that you can use this along with other therapists that are also part of our membership or registrants, or you want to recommend this to some of your clients that you're working with. So we would like to know more about your needs in that area also.
I think it's one of the most interesting and dynamic things about our forum, Tim, as you know, is over the years, we've added, sub-forums. And the sub-forums, can vary as we've had a lot of family and friends that have come on, and we used to never have an actual spot for you. And now we've created that because that was something that was, really needed. We also, years ago, never had a military survivor forum. And that was something that, really came up. The membership told us, hey, I really want to come to here and I want to be able to talk about my specific issues. And we created it. And that's one of the reasons, Tim's kind of asking everybody, hey, tell us, where you're coming from and some feedback, because we want to help serve you. I mean, this is such a unique kind of place. There's nothing else like it. And, we're constantly growing and changing. And so the more feedback you can give us, the better. And it looks like Tim is going to show off our amazing forum for everybody.
Yeah, sure. And so it's separated into public forums and a lower section that I'm only going to scroll down to the top of it, is the member forums, where if you decide to become a donor and you join as a member, then you have full and complete access to all of the forums that are available. And in a moment, we'll get into the difference between using as a guest, as a registrant, and a member. But just scrolling back up here into this particular screen here, it's just is amazing to me when I look at the number of threads, topics that have been created. Look at that number of threads in the male survivor category. It's approaching 25,000 different topics. That's just incredible. And it's a testament to everyone who's been a contributor.
Yeah. And it shows even some of our newer forums still have, the military survivor, one of the most specific forums we have, has 150 plus. Working with men that were abused as adults. That was another one that, our membership came to us and said, we really want to have a spot to call our own and discuss these issues. It has over 300, survivor stories, one of the most raw, emotionally draining forum, has over 1,300 survivor stories in there. It's absolutely amazing. And this goes back almost 20 years now, Tim.
Right. Yeah. And you mentioned military survivors. Good time to mention that the webinar that we are organizing for May is on issues specific for military. Lee, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
I apologize for being a little late. Crazy
no problem. We were just getting to talking about your video that you made. So, Lee, is there anything you wanted to share about what we were just talking about the categories and how it's developed over the years?
No, and to be honest, I wasn't around for the development of the categories, but I've moderated quite a lot of them, and I think they've been pretty much time tested for based upon their use and how many people appreciate them. So,
right.
So, but I can't really speak for the for how they evolved.
Okay. And so let's see, are there any chat questions that we want to address? Anything?
A couple of the questions I think will be really answered by Lee's kind of walkthrough video of what's the difference between like a registered user and versus a member. So I think playing that video, and then we'll answer some of those questions I'm getting in the direct message to me.
Okay. All right. I have, all right, so I'm going to take over.
Yep.
Here we go. I have it start at the 228 mark. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
For alerts. If we click on the user profile,
several parameters appear that we can explore and modify. In this tutorial, we will be using the generic site user named Droid. Clicking Account Details, we can add or change an avatar and add a birthday if we care to do that. Remember that any information on the account is publicly visible. We strongly recommend choosing a username that is not your real name. The privacy status includes an option to hide online status, so that when others click the members link, the registrant's username will not appear. There are other preferences that can be set as well, and we encourage our users to explore those settings and ask a site moderator if something is not clear. The main page shows 3 main forum sections.
Yeah, I'm just going to pause there for a second. So, Lee, the idea here is that once you become a registrant, which is a free process, you can customize and personalize your account profile. What's the advantage?
Well, the advantage to being a member, probably the biggest advantage, is that it is wholly consistent with what the site is about, which is mutual support. So when you become a member, you also become aware that you are supporting this site for your brothers, for your fellow survivors. And you get we decided that this was the one status that deserved gold stars. So you'll notice that even moderators, board members, staff, nobody has the gold stars except members, because they are the ones who really support the site. Members also have access to a members only forum. And the advantage of that is that there are a lot of people who still don't want to be as public with what they share. They don't want everybody to see it, but they do want survivors to see it. And so essentially by being a member, you buy into a privacy wall, which shields you from everybody but other members who are fellow survivors, or supposedly so.
And you can also do this as a registrant.
Yeah, as a registrant, you have pretty much the same privileges as a member. You just don't have the access to the special forum. Okay.
And so I guess my question was about the reasons for personalizing it, making it your own, is about feeling comfortable, feeling safe and social. And that will have an impact in your willingness to share your story, which after a lifelong battle of keeping it a secret is not an easy process.
No, that's correct. It's finding an avatar and finding a username is something that you have complete free choice over within the bounds of decency, of course, and allows total anonymity, or as much anonymity as one can get on the internet.
Right. I'm going to resume.
Public forums, member forums, and healthy living forums. These main sections contain subforums correlating to the topics posted. If we drill down a bit, we can see that each specific forum has a description. Bear in mind that some forums are designated for survivor posts only, and while non-survivors can read these threads, we ask that they refrain from posting to them. To the right of the description are the number of threaded discussions and total messages in the forum, which in some cases date back over a decade. To the right of that is the last post to that forum. A glance at these statistics clearly shows that the MaleSurvivor's forum is the most active on the site.
One of the things that I was surprised in talking.
That forum We see some sticky posts.
I'll just pause here for a second. I was surprised in talking with you the other day, Lee, is that I said, "Oh, yeah, I enjoy starting topics," but your response was a little different than that.
Yeah, I generally respond to topics. I look for topics from other people, and I'll respond when I see something that really resonates with me, or if I feel I have something to add to it. That hasn't always been the case. Of course, when I first showed up, I started a topic. I had a reason for going to Male Survivor, and I asked my question, and then I didn't come back for a year. So it's and then I started topics early on, but as I progressed, I found myself responding more to existing threads.
So when you came back a year later, did you remember your password and your account information?
Always. I have a password manager. So highly recommend those.
But what about that, Nathan? When somebody doesn't remember their account information, what should they do?
So we have a normal password recovery, just like any website. And then if they do run into challenges, because that happens, sometimes they come here under a name. They've maybe changed email addresses or started out, with an anonymous email. They can always contact me at webmaster@malesurvivor.org. And then I'll work with the process of getting your account restored to you. If it's something simple, we can, usually resolve it in 1 or 2 emails. So that's the amazing thing here is you're never alone. One of the things on the screen that I want to just call out is the thread, the Things Boys Discover, that was started in 2007. And that thread, if you look at it, has over 2 million views. And it's been something that generations of kind of guys have been coming and just posting fun little things from their childhood and different things that they discovered as they were growing up. And that's kind of the amazing thing you have here is that this is like a living, breathing entity of its own. It's been around for almost 20 years. So you get to actually do that research and see that you truly aren't alone. What you're thinking and feeling, other people have gone through that as well. And that's the power of this organization.
Right.
Yeah, I would add that when we were putting the forum on a new platform, which is now Zenforo, from the old platform that we had, we put a real big priority on not only preserving the threads, but preserving the view counts to those threads, because we felt that those were really the footprints of all the survivors that have been on the site since its inception.
Okay, I'm going to play another segment, and then we'll get to another poll.
Posts at the top that are locked, no replies, and pinned, with representative icons next to them, respectively. We strongly encourage users to review the pinned post entitled Male Survivor Guidelines. If the user sees a topic of interest, they can select it and navigate through the responses to the original post. If they see a particular post they want to respond to, a reply link at the lower right corner will open a reply box and echo in that post. To reply in general to the thread and not to any one poster. In particular, a reply box at the bottom of each page will allow the user to post a response, which will appear at the end of the thread. Other options in each reply box includes creating a direct link to that reply, bookmarking the reply, or reporting the reply to the moderator team if the reader is concerned that it violates site guidelines. While the Male Survivors Forum is the most active on the site, we encourage new registrants to introduce themselves in the introduction forum.
Right. Just to pause there for a second. I mean, it's standard features for a forum, discussion board, been called different things over the years. Even here in Male Survivors, we've been calling it different things over the years. Currently, the support forum and chat. but it is a moderated forum. Can you explain what that means?
Definitely. So we have a moderator, greeter teams, administrator teams on the discussion forum and chat. Kind of one of the unique things is that they are actually all volunteers themselves, and they're part of our community. So they go through a lot of hands-on training with the administration team and with other current volunteers. And we kind of have them start out doing greeters, where we try to actually send a personalized message to every person who registers on our site, letting them know what the guidelines are, letting them know this, hey, this is your point of contact. If you have questions, love to help and support you. So it's a really unique program. The report feature actually alerts all of the moderators that are logged in at that time. And again, they are all volunteers going through their own issues and their own, successes in life. And they get the notifications, and we try to process everything as quickly as we can. But sometimes, we have so many people, because sometimes we'll have hundreds of people on the site. So if, you hit that report feature, it goes right into the system, notifies all of us. So you don't have to keep hitting report it numerous times, but it's amazing. And then even our administrators on the site, they're all volunteers as well. This is an all volunteer passion project for so many of us.
Yeah. And when it comes to the people that are moderators, what kind of characteristics define them?
Well, there's many characteristics. I would say they're very loyal to their, fellow survivor brothers, very caring, compassionate, very dedicated. So it's totally a labor of love. They have to be very, technically inclined, because there's times they're reviewing, scripts of what the exchanges were between users from chat, and they could be reviewing 20, 30 pages, because everything for safety, we document and we save to ensure that our site is as safe as possible. So some of our moderators could be spending 2 or 3 hours offline, just reading logs and making sure everyone's okay, following up with members. And that's, one of the kind of unique things, again, is just they are giving so much of their time trying to keep the site as safe as possible, where we have as much moderation coverage as we possibly can.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I think they do an incredible job, and it's, from my perspective as a member, as a registrant, I don't know that they're there. I think that's the sign of a good moderating team, is the forum, the star of the forum is all of the collective sharing by the contributors. It's not that the moderators are, to me, they're not really present. Does that make sense?
Oh, it very much does. And, we try to keep, even if they do have to moderate something, say on the discussion forum, they're going to try to encourage the user to edit the post themselves, or just remove that snippet of it, so the entire, the thread and the context of that discussion can stay live. And, it's also the membership. They come to, they'll notify us and really, tell us, hey, this person's becoming really triggered. We're worried about them. They posted something. And having that, membership of just everybody coming to us and telling us, hey, we're concerned about this user, has really helped us being able to keep the forums a safe and healing place.
Right. Just trying to point out here that currently and you're seeing my screen, right?
Yep.
Down here, you whenever you log in and you look, the forum statistics, approaching 82,000 different threads. I guess people would call that topics. Over 500,000, approaching 600,000 messages within the thread, by nearly 15,000 members. Members who might be paid donor members, but definitely registrant, right?
Yeah, and those are registered users that were actually active with the new Zenforo. So we actually have almost 16,000, but those are active accounts currently that it displays.
And another aspect, something that I take a look at when I log in, is in looking at members online, you can see people that are registered members, but also this number of guests is not uncommon to have so many more people viewing it currently as a guest and not a registered member. And so that's just breathtaking right there itself.
Yeah, I think, and then the other number that's incredibly powerful to me is right below that. The most visitors online was 1,400.
19 on January 21st, nearly what, 3 months ago? Oh, 2020, sorry. So that was over a year ago, right? Right. So is there anything from our attendees in the Q&A that we'd like to air? Which, to be honest, I haven't been monitoring because I'm trying to bop through the different screens. So if you want to point something out, you're going to have to send up a flare.
Yep, you got it. So one of the questions was, and I think you're showing it right there on the right, is how do I know who's online right now if I have a question or a problem?
Okay. Yep, right over here.
So the staff online box, we've purposely keep it right up top, so that way it's easy for you to see if something does happen and you're able to, you want to talk directly with one of our volunteer moderators. We're right there for you.
Now, I think that's also an aspect I want to reiterate for therapists and community organization leaders, is that, if you were to recommend this forum and the chat function, which we haven't talked a lot about yet, and we need to, but if you recommend this resource to your clients, I think that you also should be aware of how it operates, and you should make an account, and you should you should get involved, but also that you're turning your client onto what we offer, and we have a moderated forum and chat for them to use. So yeah, this lets you know who's on. Any other questions you want to hit before we move on?
So we do have a couple of questions. So I'll just read them out, and then you and Lee can tag team them, or I can jump in there.
Sure.
So one of the questions was asked is, how does one financially contribute to MaleSurvivor?
And this one actually is in the video, and the video that Tim is showing is available on our YouTube channel. But if you click your username, your registered name, which is on the navigation bar, then it will bring a little drop-down menu. And one of those items, like maybe Tim, if you move up and click that name, then if you look down, one of those items says account upgrades. So you just click that. And there you have the essentially the donation site. This is that easy. We have sustaining memberships starting at $5 a month, and we have annual memberships starting at $35 a year. And you can choose any increment that you want. You click purchase, and it will take you to a PayPal site where the secure transaction can be done.
Yeah. And so a number of things come up to mind for this. One is, as an individual, how much do you value what you're getting from MaleSurvivor's forum and chat? And can you, are you in a position where that you can donate? I mean, both have to be present. And so we're not looking to make this a commercial for Male Survivor, but it has to be said that we are individually donor funded. We're not a corporation that you know is makes a product, and we're a nonprofit organization. 25 years we've been here, but we are individually donor funded, and it's through donations by registrants who decide that they want to get all access and be part of the move to help fund Male Survivor. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for asking about it.
All right, we have one more question. And this question is why not make everyone register at least? So, and I'll take that one. Kind of the main reason that we actually don't make everybody register right off the bat is because, as you can see, like right now, we have 108 people that are actually looking at the site currently and are actually, you know, reviewing posts and really kind of starting to see if they're comfortable enough to want to register, because that takes a big step. And, you know, for a lot of survivors, even registering for the site can, you know, take a couple of months or a couple of weeks. And some of us, like Lee said, post and then don't come back for a year. So that was kind of one of the thought processes of why we allow the public side of the forum to be accessible. You do have to register, though, to post any responses or to send private messages. So we do require that. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. You know, I can remember, and this goes back to 2009 when, like many people, I was struggling in my life, and I was desperate for some meaningful, impactful support that I wasn't getting through individual and group therapy settings. And I did an internet search and I found Male Survivor. My life instantly, the direction of it changed because of what I learned and what I could learn from others and the support that I got. But I remember being terrified when I posted my introduction, when I posted my first post that I was trying to reach out, and it was absolutely terrifying. And I remember also feeling alone, that I had betrayed myself, that everyone was going to know my secrets. And, you know, it's true that some people did then know it, but I mean, this is part of the process that many of us have gone through that have helped. You move from being a victim to a survivor.
And then another kind of question and comment that came across is, if you use Amazon to shop, one of our users wanted us to remind everybody, if you do smile.amazon.com and you choose Male Survivor as the nonprofit, Amazon donates a portion of your purchase to help us keep the forum up and running.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to go through some of the search functions. Would this be an okay time?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I was going to do it live. I had one prepared on a slide, but you can see this, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I have to keep moving my Zoom box out of the way. You don't see that, right? Okay.
No.
Okay. So the search feature right here up in the nav bar, I'm going to go right to advanced search. And what I would like to point out is the default is for search everything. But take a look at these other two sections: search threads and search tags. Now let's just knock out the tags one first, because I think it's a little not as complicated. These are the tags that contributors of the forum have used and physically tagged their post or their thread with these tags. You can look at the list of them, or you could type in your own. So let's say guidelines. Okay, boom, there you go. Okay. And just to get your bearings as to where you are in the forum at that point, there's the home, the forums, you're in the public forums, you're in introductions. And there's the tags that have been applied for this post. And just to mention about guidelines, they're lengthy and they're not just decorum, there's avatars, just basically how things, should work. Okay. All right, so that's by tags. And I mentioned this for, personally as a registrant and then as a member, I can't say that I use search more than 5 times in my lifetime. Is that pretty typical for you, the two of you?
I'll use search on a lot of forums, but for some reason I don't use search on this forum very much.
Yeah, something that I do is I go in and I look at new posts. That's one of my ways in if I sit down and I have a few minutes. Okay, back to the search. Okay, I'm going to go back to advanced and search threads. I think this is the really impactful way that you can narrow down if you're looking for something in particular. Just looking bottom up, you can display the results as threads and not individual messages. You can change the order by most replies. You can search specific forums. Okay. So I'm going to try, there's something that I've been getting to know more, and that's polyvagal. And I'm also going to include PTSD. I'm not going to by name. I'm going to do, it's not a common probably search. So, but I'm going to do, I want to order it by most replies. In other words, I want to start with the most provocative replies back to what answers the search. Okay. And so here's results that are, I think this was a good way to do this. So it gives me the threads that had the most content. And, just as a matter of, 2018, here we go. And then I can come in here and I can look at the different threads as part of that search. So I also, thought this was a good thing to cover for therapists that are listening to our program tonight, so that they can educate their clients in looking for material that might be on a specific topic that they talked about in a session, for example. What are your thoughts?
I think it's really important, especially as you go through your recovery and really kind of deep diving some of the different therapeutic. Because when I first came, to Male Survivor for my own survivor issues, I didn't even know Male Survivor existed. I felt alone and isolated. I had so many questions about my own identities and my own sexuality because of abuse. And coming here, being able to keyword search things really helped. And it actually kind of helped me figure out who those users were in chat, of like, what do they post about? What are they working on? Do we have kind of the same survivor issues? And it was really beneficial. And I know a lot of therapists that I work with, will actually direct men to come here, and they can see that you're not an island, you're not alone. There's other people that have gone through this, and then seeing how they've explored different therapy types and really helping understand, what's the difference between a TBRI therapy and, what's EMDR and how did this work for you? I find that really fascinating that a lot of therapists are suggesting go here and you can actually read how EMDR worked for some people when they tried traditional cognitive therapies and found that wasn't beneficial.
Yeah, Lee?
Yeah, no, I don't have a whole lot more to add. I mean, I think, just a general statement about the forum in general is, and I've heard both of you sort of touch upon it, and I just wanted to expound upon it, is that you have therapists who are trained professionals to help. You have your non-virtual friends who are really there for you. Maybe you can or can't share with them. Family who maybe you can or you cannot share with. And then you have this forum. And this forum is a very unique space in that it allows you to share with other people who have been through it. And I remember thinking, like, being so alone when I was going through what I was going through as a child with the abuse, and thinking I was the only person in the world that carried this secret. And here we have a community the size of St. Petersburg, Florida. If you look at the number of people in there, it's the same population as a small city of people who have been through, a lot of them, what each of us alone has been through. There's really no substitute for that. It doesn't substitute for therapy, but therapy does not substitute for Male Survivor and for the forum.
Yeah, I think that's been really coming clear, especially as, with COVID, because so many of us have now been isolated where we might have had, resources of a support group in our communities. We might have had people we could go out and talk with, where the forum and the chat have really been a lifeline for many survivors.
Yeah. Well said.
And also the ability to wear whatever identity you want to wear coming into the forum. This is like sexual abuse survivors are experts at hiding. and this place allows that ability to hide. And in my case, my hiding was sort of a gradual coming out while I was here. And I really appreciate the ability to do that with, you can change your avatar, you can make it something funny like a cartoon face, like I did for the forum tutorial we have on YouTube. You can make it your own picture, you can make it whatever you want. So you can wear these different.
Right. Hey, I just want to launch this next poll, which is about your forum or chat experience. And as have you used the Male Survivor Support Forum or chat in the past year? So there's both forum and chat, forum only, chat only, and I have not. Just get a sense of where we're at with the people that are here. And I'm also aware that we're approaching the 10-minute mark. So I just want to encourage our attendees to do what you can to get your voice into the room. You can chat us up. You can submit a question. I'm going to end the polling and share the results. Okay. So, somewhat of an even split between, some forum and chat use and have not. Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, I'd like to encourage looking at that. It looks like there are a lot of people who are here watching who have not used the forum in the past year, and maybe they're a little hesitant to do so, and maybe that's why they're watching this webinar.
Yeah.
So please feel free to ask questions.
And we would like to know, I mean, we're part of the board of directors. We're committed to making this useful and safe and social. This is for all of us to hope, healing, and support. That's our tagline. So if there's something that you would like to tell us that prevents you from participating as a contributor, we would like to know it.
And then anybody who, if you would like, if you email me or message me in chat, I can get you set up with a greeter. So the greeters, again, their entire volunteer job is to greet our new members, answer any questions, and really kind of be that buddy to help you kind of explore the forum. So if you would like to have somebody, one of our volunteers, spend some time with you and help you navigate the forums, please do let us know, and I will make that connection happen for you.
All right. Let's talk about chat for a moment.
Yeah.
It sort of been a little bit ignored, but in the conversation, but let's see. I mean, we have an hour. The forum is just so robust as to what it can offer that it's not surprising. But chat, a little more straightforward, real-time communication, and I guess maybe can somebody take over a screen and show the chat? Both of you have your capability to do that.
Lee, you want to take over?
I may defer that one to you. I don't know that I'm set up yet. Let me take it.
I don't know how far you want to take it into chat or not. So that's why I was leaving it in your hands. But
let me see here.
Well, while he's getting it up, I'll tell you about chat. So chat is our real-time one-to-one communication for all of our users. About 2 years ago, it was my pleasure to oversee the upgrades with Lee, and we were able to actually make the chat mobile friendly. You can actually use the chat on your mobile phone, a tablet, whatever mobile device you're using. So chat is real time. So because we are an all volunteer staff, I'm not able to have a volunteer in there 24/7. So we do have the report button in there. We do log everything that is exchanged on the chat is logged and reviewed. So we do everything we can to ensure it's safe. If we do find that we are having violations or people make an instant report, we will jump into the chat and resolve the issue then and there. But sometimes we don't know till we have another volunteer go through all of the logs, because we do review everything as well to make sure it's as safe as possible. We do have some exciting news. So we are going to be launching a new chat program sometime later this year. So we are really excited with that, is that it's going to be even more secure for our users, because that was one of the requests when we were running polls with our chat members. They want to know, how secure is this? What can you do to even make it even more secure? So we're making it more secure. We're making it more mobile friendly, because we are having to look at, it's not just, a couple of operating systems. We actually have chat being accessed by guys all around the world. So we're now having to take into account some lesser known operating systems that some people are using in different countries. And then we're also trying to always explore how we can integrate some type of translation services within chat and or the discussion board. And that's definitely proving to be a challenge, but I'm hoping with this new chat upgrade, that'll get us a little bit closer to being able to provide that. We are also really excited that we are going to be bringing back one of our most requested features in chat, whereas we actually had what were called our healing circles. As some of our older users remember, is that our healing circles were actually our facilitated guided support on topics in different areas. So that was where one of our volunteer staff would actually run an entire chat session. All right, looks like we get to, here is our chat room. So this is kind of the, go ahead, Lee, take it away.
Okay.
Yeah, I beat you to it.
Okay, you beat me to it. Yes,
yes.
and you can browse the rooms. We have different rooms to join, and I probably would pick Treehouse.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go into it. I just wanted to show that that's where you're, and this is where most of it happens right here. Treehouse.
Treehouse is there. I can actually join you in Treehouse.
All right.
Let me see here.
Right.
So.
Okay. And so, like you said, it's typical full-featured chat application, and personally, I like popping in here just for some conversation, for some brotherhood. Sometimes I just need to help work through something, but often it's just to pop in and just say hello. And then 9 times out of 10, there's some conversation going on that I can relate to. And I feel a sense of belonging because of it.
Yeah.
And that's in a way that I couldn't get through individual therapy, because you're working with a therapist, and there is a different hierarchy to that than peer support.
And it's just nice talking to, I don't know how to describe it, but that like, I just kind of get it, kind of moments when I can talk with somebody and they understand like how I can just be going about my normal day at work or something, and a smell just hits you. And, with my, in-person loving, caring, supportive friends, they sometimes don't understand how like just something can trigger you. So it's really refreshing being able to talk to other people that just kind of get that, they understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw there was a message from one of our attendees about that they're dyslexic, that they feel that chat goes too fast for them, which, is an aspect I had never thought of about what that's like for someone in that situation. So I definitely hear what you're saying. I just wanted to mention, though, that, I would encourage you to just, if you were going to join chat, just express that. I know there would be universal understanding, and that maybe you're more of a, you do this. And I'm not trying to, did that post?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Right. Exactly. Is to communicate in, find a way to communicate that is comfortable for you. But, as far as chat going too fast, listen, I feel that too. So I feel
I definitely do.
As
a matter of fact, it's one of the reasons I don't do chat as much, probably. But I think that there's some fundamental differences in the modes of communication, and we offer both. The chat generally gives an instant gratification as far as response. You can say something and have one person or multiple people respond immediately and give you right on the spot interactivity. Whereas with the forum, it's more like reading a book. You read, you think about it, and you write. Maybe you write like a little essay about it. And there's sort of a therapeutic quality to that, I think, for a lot of people. And I know that that's true for me.
Yeah, well said. So I came back to, just in the interest of time, I'm aware that we've got a few minutes left. I wanted to get back to the main screen, give everyone a chance to get their voice into the discussion before we wrap up, and give another call for any other questions or comments from our attendees. And while you do that, just want to mention that, again, MaleSurvivor is fully individual donor funded. And so we encourage you to support us and donate. And you can see the number of ways that we've been talking about that here tonight. Also, at the conclusion of this webinar in a few minutes, when we close it down, you will be referred to a post-webinar survey. It's 8 questions. We tried to design it so it's 30 seconds to complete it. It means a lot to us to get your feedback about this. And then following that survey, which you don't have to do, you can decide you can agree to not to do it, but then you're going to be taken to this screen, which is the forum homepage. Which you can experience the forum a little more as a guest. You can register as a registrant. You could become a member donor. And Nathan or Lee will be standing by for a few minutes to help process any new registrants that need some. Would you say you're now authorized? You have to. There's an authorization process.
Correct, because we review every new registrant. So usually that process is anywhere from 24 to 48 hours, but I will be personally sticking around to go ahead and start processing those. So it will take a little while, but I will get all of those approved tonight for you. And again, I've put my email into chat a couple of times. If you ever have questions about what's going on, hey, I registered last night, please shoot me an email at webmaster@malesurvivor.org. I respond on basically every hour.
Right. And I'm going to head into chat at the conclusion of the webinar and greet anybody that finds their way in there. So it's just a last moment of our webinar tonight. We want to thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing you in the forum and maybe in a few minutes in chat. Any final words, Lee and Nathan?
No, you did a great job. And like Nathan said, if you have any questions, webmaster@malesurvivor.org, or you can just send a message to any moderator on the site. If you're right on the site, and just contact a moderator, and we'll be happy to help you out. Moderator team is first class. They're a great bunch of guys, and ready to help.
And Jeffrey, thank you for those kind words there in the Q&A. I appreciate that. And Lee and Nathan, I love you guys. And let's keep doing it, right? Keep
Definitely.
making it better and supporting others.
Yeah, very excited for the next 25 years of Male Survivor and what we're going to be able to achieve.
Right. So on that note, I'll see you in the chat room. Good night, everybody.
Bye, folks.